Tara, magansilyo ta. Welcome to another video, another tutorial for you. It's me again, Kate. But if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell below for you to get notified to my next tutorial. This video is the part 1 on how to crochet this BTS bag. Which we will crochet first is the front panel. The first thing we will do is slip knot. After slip knot, get your hook and make 55 chain. To make a chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Just repeat the process until you made 55 chain. After you made 55 chain, skip the 4th chain and put 1 double crochet into the 5th chain. To double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook into the 5th chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops in your hook. Yarn over, pull through in 2 loops in your hook. And yarn over again and pull through in 2 loops left in your hook. After you double crochet, chain 1 and skip the next chain and put 1 double crochet into the next chain. After you double crochet, chain 1 again and skip the next chain and double crochet into the next chain. And after you double crochet, chain 1 and skip the next chain and put 1 double crochet into the next chain. Just repeat, make double crochet, chain 1, skip the next chain and put 1 double crochet into the next chain until the end of this chain. And our row 1 is done, and this is what it looks like, and we will start to our row 2. To start our row, we will always start with chain 3. And skip the chain 1 space and put double crochet into the next stitch that is top of the double crochet from our previous row. After you double crochet, chain 1 and skip the chain 1 space and put 1 double crochet into the top stitch of the double crochet from our previous row. Just repeat chain 1 again and skip the chain 1 space and put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And just repeat the process and I will meet you back again. In your last double crochet in every row, skip the chain 1 and put double crochet into the second chain. Please remember that's how you end your row and you will start your row with chain 3. Please just repeat the process until you will have 6 rows and I will meet you back again. Our 6th row is done and let's proceed to 7th row, which we will start our logo. Please count 14 double crochet and put your stitch marker there. It is serve as the center of the panel and also the center of our logo. And I already have the center of my panel, which is the 14 double crochet, and I checked it by counting both sides and it should have 13 double crochet. Now get your 2 stitch marker, and this color of our stitch remind us that we don't need to increase because it is the straight line which is the side of the logo. And now put your stitch marker into the 7 double crochet from the left side of the panel. And also put your stitch marker into the 7 double crochet from the right side of your panel. And get your other 2 stitch marker. And this color remind us that we need to increase or decrease a double crochet because it will be the slant side of the logo. Count 6 double crochet from the center of your panel to the right side and put your stitch marker there. And do the same to the left side of your panel. And now let's start our row 7 with 3 chains and do the same thing what you did from the previous row until to our first stitch marker. Now we're supposed to do the chain 1. Instead of chain 1, put 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space. And double crochet into the next stitch marker. And after you put double crochet into where the red stitch marker, don't forget to chain 1, then do the same thing until to the next stitch marker. This will be the last double crochet before your stitch marker. Just to remind, don't forget to chain 1 and put 1 double crochet into the next stitch marker. And after double crochet again, instead we chain 1, put 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space. And put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And chain 1 and do the same stitch until to the end of the row. As you can see, we did 3 double crochet without chain 1 and it should be equal to the both side of the logo. And now let's do the row 8 and count 7 double crochet from your left side and put your stitch marker there. And from the double crochet where you put your stitch marker, start to count your double crochet. And you should have 3 double crochet without chain 1. And then now, chain 1 plus 1 double crochet. It is where you put your red stitch marker. Every row, you should add 2 double crochet without chain 1 in your logo. And just do the same thing into the right side of your panel. Put your stitch marker into the 7 double crochet of the right side of your panel. Start to count your double crochet where your stitch marker, and it should be 3 double crochet. Then chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you put your red stitch marker. Now let's start our row 8 and do the same stitch until to the first stitch marker. This is the last double crochet before the stitch marker. Don't forget to chain 1 and skip the chain 1 space and get your stitch marker and put 1 double crochet there. Next, put 1 double crochet in every stitch into the next 2 stitches. And here, you don't have to chain 1, just put 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space. Next, double crochet into the next stitch marker. And do the same stitch until to the next stitch marker. Then put 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet in every stitch into the next 3 stitches. And do the same stitch until to the end of the row. So from 3 double crochet from the last row. Here in row 8, we already have 5 double crochet in our logo in both sides. Just remember, we will add 2 double crochet in every row in our logo. To proceed to our row 9, put your stitch marker into the 7 double crochet steel from the left side of your panel. So the purple stitch marker will always be in the 7 double crochet in both left and right side of the panel while we make the logo. And now start to count your double crochet from where your stitch marker, and it should be 5 double crochet. Chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you put your red stitch marker. And now do the same thing into the right side of your logo and put your stitch marker into the 7 double crochet. And start to count your double crochet where your stitch marker, and it should be 5 double crochet. Then chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you put your red stitch marker. Now let's start the row 9 with chain 3 and do the same stitch until to the first stitch marker. This is the last double crochet before you put double crochet into the stitch marker, but don't forget to chain 1 and put double crochet in every stitch into the next 5 stitch. Put 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space and double crochet again into the next stitch marker. Please do the same stitch until to the next stitch marker. Then double crochet into the chain 1 space and 1 double crochet in every stitch into the next 5 stitch. And continue the same stitch until the end of the row. As you can see, from 5 double crochet from the previous row, we already have 7 double crochet in both sides of our logo. Just continue your logo from row 10 to row 12 by adding 2 double crochet in your logo in every row with all the same stitch, but don't worry, I will still show to you where you will put your stitch marker. So the purple stitch marker will always in the 7 double crochet in each side of your logo, and start to count your double crochet where your stitch marker, and it should be 7 double crochet from your previous row, which is the row 9, and always add chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you put your stitch marker. And do the same thing into the right side of your logo. Now just do the row 10 by applying the same stitch from what we learned from the previous row. So after you made the row 10, you will have 9 double crochet in your logo in both sides. And as you observe, it started to form at the lower side of our logo. Again, it should be equal to the other side of the logo. And this double crochet, which is the center of our panel, and also the double crochet that is the center of our logo. And now we will just only make more 2 rows by adding 2 double crochet in each logo. And again, the purple stitch marker will place in the same stitch, and start to count your double crochet, and it should be 9 double crochet from the previous row. Then chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you will put your stitch marker. Please do the same thing at the right side of your panel. And start to make the row 11 with all the same stitches. And I will meet you back again. And after you did the row 11, you should have 11 double crochet in each side of your logo. The next row, which is the row 12, will be the last row that we will be adding 2 double crochet in each side of our logo. Again and again, just put the purple stitch marker into the same stitch. Start to count your double crochet, and it should be 11 double crochet, chain 1 plus 1 double crochet, and it is where you put your red stitch marker. Then do the same thing at the right side of your panel. Start to do the row 12 with all the same stitches. And here the row 12 is done, and we already have 13 double crochet in each side of our logo. And from row 13 to row 20, we don't need to add 2 double crochet in each side of our logo. Means that we will always have 13 double crochet in each side of our logo until row 20. So I will use the same color of stitch marker for us to remind that we don't need to increase. So I put my second stitch marker into the 13 double crochet. And just do the same thing at the right side of your panel. Okay, just to remind to the center of our logo, you just have to chain 1, double crochet, then chain 1. And to start the row 13, chain 3 and do the same stitch until to the first stitch marker. We're in the last double crochet before we're doing the logo. Don't forget to chain 1 before you remove the stitch marker. And then just put 1 double crochet in each stitch to the next 13 stitches. After your 13 stitches, chain 1, skip the chain 1 space and double crochet into the next stitch and then chain 1, skip the chain 1 space and continue putting 1 double crochet in each stitch to the next 13 stitches. And do the same stitch until to the end of the row. Row 13 is done and we will proceed to row 14 until row 20. Just do the same stitch because it will just the same pattern and I will meet you back again. And here we're done to the row 20. Let's proceed to row 21. From the next row until row 25, we will minus 2 double crochet in each side of our loop. From 13 double crochet from the previous row minus 2 double crochet, I will put my red stitch marker into the stitch of 11 double crochet. And just do the same thing at the right side of your panel. To start a row 21, chain 3, put the same stitch until to the first stitch marker. Put 1 double crochet in every stitch until to the next stitch marker. start to do the mesh stitch until to the next stitch marker, which is chain 1 and skip the next stitch and put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Unchain 1 and skip the chain 1 space and double crochet into the next stitch. Do it again until to the next stitch marker. Then put double crochet in every stitch until to the next stitch marker. And do the same stitch until the end of the row. Our row 21 is done, and let's proceed to row 22 until row 25. Put your purple stitch marker into the same stitch. From 11 double crochet from the previous row minus 2 double crochet, I will put my red stitch marker into the stitch of 9 double crochet. Just do the same thing at the right side of your panel. Then continue crochet until row 25, but don't worry, I will still show to you where you will put your stitch marker in every row. Okay, our row 22 is done, and we had 9 double crochet in each side of our logo. So I will put my red stitch marker into the stitch of the 7 double crochet. And do the same thing at the right side of your logo and start to crochet your next row. And I will meet you back again. And here our row 23 is done, and we had 7 double crochet in both sides of our logo. So minus 2 double crochet, and I will put my red stitch marker into the stitch of 5 double crochet. And do the same thing at the right side of your logo. Then crochet your next row, and I will meet you back again. Okay, our row 24 is done, and we had 5 double crochet in each side of our logo. So minus 2 double crochet, and I will put my red stitch marker into the stitch of the 3 double crochet. And do the same thing at the right side of your logo. Then continue crochet of your last row of your logo, and I will meet you back again. Finally, our logo is done, and we just have to continue with the same stitch like what we did from our row 1 to row 6, which is the mesh stitch, and continue crochet from row 26 to row 31, and I will meet you back again. After your last double crochet, chain 1 and cut your yarn. We will do next is the edging of our panel. We will work first in the upper part of our panel. And I will use white color of yarn. First, I will make a slip knot. And instead, I will start here where I end my panel. I want to start to the other corner of my panel. So I insert my hook into the second chain. And I set my yarn in my hook and I will do slip stitch. And after I slip stitch, I do chain 1. Then single crochet into the chain 1 space. To single crochet, insert your hook into the chain 1 space. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops in your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 2 loops in your hook. And also single crochet into the next stitch. And 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Please continue putting 1 single crochet into the chain 1 space and also to the stitches until to the next corner of this panel. And I will meet you back again. And here we are almost to the next corner of our panel. Single crochet into the chain 1 space and don't forget to single crochet to the last stitch. And we will work next is the first side of our panel. And position your panel like this. And we will chain 1 in every corner of our panel. Then in the side of our panel, put 2 single crochet in every space. So continue to put 2 single crochet in each space until to the next corner of our panel. And we're done now to put 2 single crochet in each space in the first side of our panel. And also in the corner, don't forget to chain 1. And here we will do the same from what we did to the upper part of our panel. And don't forget to single crochet into the very first stitch. Then single crochet into the chain 1 space. Single crochet again into the next stitch. Please continue to single crochet into the chain 1 space and single crochet into the next stitch until to the next corner of our panel. Okay, now we are almost to the third corner of our panel. Single crochet into the chain 1 space and don't forget to single crochet into the last stitch, which is you will insert your hook into the second chain and don't forget to chain 1 so we can proceed to our second side of our panel. Let's do the same from what we did to our first side of our panel, which is we put 2 single crochet in each space. And now, after putting 2 single crochet in each space, do slip stitch and chain 1 and cut your yarn. Finally, we're done to our front panel, and thank you so much for being here. But if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you will get notified to my next video, which were I will crochet the back panel of the bag, the side panel, and also the handle. So I will see you in my next tutorial.